All right, today we're going to start the video as we usually do with today's carry. This is an OD Green Micarta Gec 72. This knife I got from one of my buddies on Instagram. I owned this knife before, but I sold it and I regretted that, and I've been looking for one off and on ever since. He had one for sale, just happened to pop up. It was a good price, so I picked it up. It is a user, as you can see. I did clean the handle covers and I did oil them. It looks like the oil came out in my pocket today. I did also polish the edge up some. It already had a bevel, but it could stand an edge put on it, so I put an edge on it. All in all, great knife. The second knife that I carried today was my Strider SAL, and everyone's seen this knife already if you've looked at my videos. This is the knife that I use to, and I apologize for the focusing. This is the knife that I use to cut my iPhone in half. And this knife has been resharpened to 50 degrees inclusive with a 600 grit finish. And this is an SAL in Ghost Stripe with orange frag handles from Monkey Edge. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's roll the intro. I've been kind of going through a series of videos where I show my different collections off a little bit. This video is going to be about my Strider fixed blades. I've already covered my traditionals in 2 parts. I've already covered my Strider folders, and now I'm going to cover my Strider fixed blades. So the first blade that I have here is the Strider PR. This here is, as you can see from the monkey on the blade, hopefully if it focuses, the monkey on the blade, this is the 3V version of this blade. It is a Monkey Edge exclusive. Great knife, great grind. It's one of the lighter fixed blades that I have from Strider. You know, more medium sized fixed blades I have from Strider. Great belly, just a great knife. A lot of times this is the one that I get asked about. You know, do I want to sell it? Am I going to keep it? I have no plans on selling this as of right now. You know, but money talks, and if you got the right offer, you know, who knows? So that's my first knife that I'm going to show. And I do have the mat back. I know that was something that people mentioned when I first started filming. I'm shooting this at night. Usually I open up the window over there, but it's dark. So with the light on straight above, there's a big glare right here on the table. So I wanted to put something down to kind of stop that glare. So I know it's going to mess with the focus, but I'm going to do the best I can. Next up, also a Monkey Edge exclusive. This one here is my Strider SA. And as you can see, this is a user. Great knife. I think, in my opinion, before I got my SAL, this was the best knife between the PR and the DB. It's short, it's stubby, so it gives you lots of good leverage. It's pretty thick, so that way you can pry, but it's got a nice sweep to the belly, and it's fairly reasonably thin behind the edge for what it is, so you can also cut with it as well. This one has the factory, or what it came with from the factory, the Monkey Edge frag grips in black. So that's the second one. I also, from my buddy Gary, C2G Fab, if you're on Instagram, check him out. He sent me this Ulti Clip. Basically the way it works is you flip this up and this little piece here catches on whatever fabric. You latch it back down and it stays put wherever it's at. This is how I do carry this, and the screws don't line up with the holes exactly, but that's fine because it allows the blade to cant in my pocket the way I need it to sit. So that's just a little modification I did to this one, thanks to my buddy Gary from C2G Fab. Next, I'll pull out this one. I was lucky enough to get this in a package deal. This is a Strider ED, D as in dog. It's the True North knife version, TNK. Neil, a good guy. If you're looking for anything, True North knives is a great place to look. You can see here, and I think I reprofiled this to 15 degrees per side. mirror polished finish all the way down to, I believe it was half a micron. Great little everyday carry fixed blade. Works great. Nice thin stock. I know some people, they wonder about it not having a handle and the jimping and everything. Honestly, if this is just an everyday fixed blade I'm going to pull out, use it for 2 or 3 minutes, this knife works perfect for that. It's comfortable enough, it's sharp enough, it's thin enough, it's long enough, it does everything that I need done for just an everyday quick use fixed blade. Has this nice Kydex sheath, as do all of them. I do want to kind of form it again, heat it up and form it again, because it holds it well, but as you can hear, there's no click when it locks in. It's basically using a lot of friction, and I like a little bit of a click, so I'm gonna see if I can't get it to click a little bit. Next, I'll pull out this knife, which actually came as part of that package deal I was speaking about. This is an SAL. It came without grips, so I had to buy the grips separately, which is part of the reason why it was such a good deal. As you can see here, the other blade was a ghost stripe blade. This is a tiger stripe blade. It came with some of these marks, but I also, if you look back a few videos, I used this knife to cut up an iPhone 6. This knife is S30V. S30V, you can see there. This knife does have the orange frag grips from Monkey Edge. Standard thickness, ghost stripe. This one does click into place. Great knife. After having the PR and having the SA, I'll have to say, if you can stand a little bit of extra length, this is the better knife, I think. Still gives you the ability to cut, but it gives you a little bit more reach. It's still fairly stout, so it still gives you the ability to pry without it being just more of a pry bar like the DB is. So just a decent knife. This is one that I passed on. I didn't buy. I saw a deal on it. I couldn't pass it up. Again, I know some people have a thing about the handle. I figured I'd give it a try. I didn't really dislike it. I would prefer something that was a little more easily removable and replaceable without having to tie on an entirely new handle or retie the one that's on here. But what I'll say is, obviously these all have pretty sharp edges on their grips. This cord wrap here is rounded a lot more. It's a lot softer, and it really fills up my hand, and I have extra large hands. It fills up my hand a lot more than even the other handle scales do. So I really like it. This also is I don't know if it's an exclusive, but it's also a 3V knife. This is a Strider WP. This is the fatty edition. So I believe it's like 2.55 or 2.75 inches thick. It comes down surprisingly to a nice cutting edge, but it's still very stout and robust. So you can use this knife to cut things, as well as if you needed to really get in and pry something. And the 3V steel is really great. This sheath as well has really good retention, and it clicks in. Great sheath. Maybe I would like something a little less bulky. You can see here that there's almost as much around the edge of the blade as there is blade, but overall it works. It does its job. I'm happy with this knife. I'm happy to have gotten it. And last but not least, I'm not even certain that this would be classified as a fixed blade, however, or an edged tool, I guess is a better way to say it. However, this here, I was also lucky enough to get this from Monkey Edge, and Monkey Edge is not sponsoring me today, but Monkey Edge is a place that I've done business with for years. When I go to Blade, I always stop by and I see everybody, Brady and everybody at the booth. Great company to deal with, great place to check out if you haven't. This is the LM Nail, and this is one of their newer designs, which is the LM4. I believe is what it was called. And it's a little bit of a sway in the blade, and it just really kind of locks you in. A lot of people ask what this is for. This is a last ditch effort tool. So if you were somewhere and something bad happened, you couldn't get to your knife, you couldn't get to your gun, your gun jam malfunctioned, you left your knife at home, this is just one last ditch tool that you can use to defend your life. This is also made out of 3V, and on the other side here, there is the Strider logo, which is not stamped as deeply. Black oxide finish, very cool. The sheath is very minimalistic, and it allows the nail to be held very securely. So you won't lose this at all. It doesn't jiggle or wiggle or anything. So these are all of my Strider fixed blades. I hope you enjoyed the video. Looking forward to putting out some more new content. I just hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.